He's going to do a whoop. He's going to zip around using that extra movement.
Disney's Jungle Cruise on full fire.
Let's do a different intro, but we should still do the I'm Zach, I'm Colin thing.
Okay, we can do that.
And we'll all just say what we think this is without planning anything. Ready?
Okay. Are we going to start
you do
the
I'm
game?
Zach. No, you do I'm Zach.
Okay. I'm Zach.
I'm Colin.
And I'm Bob.
And welcome to the House
absolute end of Civilization Forever.
Oh my goodness.
That was good.
Wow.
See, we were really in sync. No, so we are going to be doing a fun thing. We're doing like a bonus kind of content thing. Who knows? This may end up being like a fun little side episode. But we are going to be doing Civilization 6. So
that's right. One of our favorite games.
Yes.
And,
we've been playing since like the third or fourth game together as buddies.
Mm-hmm.
Colin, while we explain, why don't you go ahead and fire the game off?
Okay. We're going to go boom, boom, boom.
Here we go.
Okay. So what we're doing here is that, so for those of you who don't know, Civilization is just a fun game where you literally take a country, a group of people through the ages of technological discovery, trying to build up kind of an empire kind of thing. There's a lot, but we are taking it to a different level this time because we're basically playing as if the apocalypse has taken place, which is going to be a lot of fun, kind of wild in a lot of ways. But this ought to be fun. We're going to go intentionally. The three of us are going to go for a religious victory. So we're going to try to spread our religion to all the rest of the world during the apocalypse. So is what it boils down to.
So what's fun about that? This doesn't sound. It sounds probably weird to people. In the game, they added this feature of what they call a religious victory. They have these different ways you can beat the game. So you can win by having the best scientific expanse. And like sending like a mission to Mars or something.
Yep.
You
or
can
strongest culture, or even just pure domination over others.
You can just go to war with other civilizations, takes over the countries and stuff. But a religious victory would be that every single country in the world has converted to your religion. Now, we are not. This is funny because it sounds like we're just these oppressive. We have like ambitions to push
it's world domination.
Right. But what's funny is that in Revelation, there's going to be all this chaos and volcanoes and famine and plague, and people are going to be rising up against each other. So we wanted to try and recreate that for fun.
Within a video game. Yes. All these terrible disasters that they're going to come across the world. We're going to recreate it for fun.
And I would love it if this game, like, we put the apocalypse mode on, which is, I've never played this before, but apparently there are like soothsayers and like doomsday tellers and stuff. Yes. I think it would be really, really funny if like a 9-eyed, 7-winged like cherubim showed up and was like,
I wish.
Be not afraid.
Yeah. And I wish that a beast could like come out of the sea and attack our civilization and demand power. That would be pretty interesting.
Yes. With the head of a lion and the talons of an eagle.
So for those of you watching, Colin is green. And what civilization are you? You are Arabia, right?
I am Saladin of Saudi. I'm Saladin of the Arabian Empire. They don't call it Saudi Arabia in the description, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I am the Congo, which will be represented by the color brown. And we chose Congo, and Bob chose Ethiopia.
Yep. Menelik II.
Yeah, and
specifically why we chose the people we chose is not just like we wanted to kind of be in theme, like we'd all kind of be grouped near each other, but also all of them kind of sort of support each other in some of the religious bonuses, so that'll help us out in the later rounds, I think.
And so one of us is going to probably found a religion at some point and then spread it to kind of the rest of the civilizations, and that's kind of how we're going to plan on winning this game. But we have to do it before time runs out. It looks like there's a lot of volcanoes around the map. especially near Colin, where there's like 3 different volcanoes right by your start.
So what's fun about the volcano situation already is that, so for everybody else who's listening, again, if you've not played Civilization, or maybe you have, we put all of these settings together to make it really, truly horrifying. So you have apocalypse mode, which makes all the disasters like volcanoes, meteor showers, floods, tsunamis. It makes all of that much worse. And then I made the probability of that happening much worse. And then we also added things like barbarian armies that rise up out of nowhere and try to kill you before you can even make a city. All of the things that you might see in the end times.
Yeah.
So, so this is going to be one heck of a game. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and
plopping down first cities here, huh?
On this rainforest.
Yep. I'm actually moving for one space before plopping down. But yeah.
So, I guess, guys, we can just kind of like commentate as we go on our situation, maybe.
That sounds pretty good.
Talk a little bit about.
We could talk about like end times, how it's pertinent to civilization.
Yeah.
I had some ideas.
So what you're saying end times. So what you're saying is you want to talk about Left Behind series.
Well, that is the biblical representation of the end times.
You know what's funny is, like when we did our movie review of that, I was surprised that I did not hate the movie. Like everybody was like, "Oh, this is god awful," and then I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna watch this and just kind of like expect it to be bad." And then I watched it and I was like, you know what? This is not as terrible as people said it was.
Yeah, it wasn't. The issue that was often taken was honestly with the books and with the extreme views of that the series presented, as if it was very factual. No. I don't really blame the authors. I don't blame Jerry B. Jenkins or even Tim LaHaye for that. I really don't, because I mean it's an interpretation. It's their viewpoint of what they believe how things are going to likely go down in a very fictitious way. But a lot of people took it as being almost equivalent to the gospel itself.
Yeah.
Well, see, and this is just where I'm at with the rapture, as it were. I don't believe that the language explicitly is representing it, the rapture. Like, I don't think the scriptures is representing that style of rapture that way. I don't think that that we'll just disappear or we'll float up into the air. But if that is what is intended to happen, that's fine. I'm not going to like say that can't be, but I am going to say that I don't know if it'll look like that as far as my understanding. So maybe that was like a big tear for people, as being like, oh, you won't just disappear while you're on the plane. It won't be like that. Also, my kind of like
theology of the rapture too is really interesting, because the idea of the rapture, as in like, you know, this fully fleshed out idea that people are going to disappear in one moment, actually is relatively new. It's from like the 1800s.
Yes. It
was a guy named John Nelson Darby, who was from, I think, Scotland or Ireland.
Oh, really?
And he had like a woman. He had a woman in his mission that would like, you know, have like dreams and visions and stuff, and she claimed that God spoke that to her. There was a historic like view of basically the end of the world that was called premillennialism that has been around, like, I mean, we don't even know how long. It's been around forever, basically. You know, the whole that comes from like the millennial reign of Christ that it talks about in the Bible. And then there's like a new version of that that's called dispensational premillennialism. And so they've like taken it and added stuff to it.
So I named my first city Richmond, KY.
Great.
Just want everybody to know that.
I would not be surprised if, you know, our hometown here is the center of the apocalypse.
Yeah, it could be. You never know, right? I wanted to read something because this will come in our game. It can come up in our game. So in Matthew chapter 24, Jesus talks about the signs of the end times, which we're going to be playing through in a fun way. How can you call it fun? But and one of the volcanoes right next to my city erupted.
Nice.
So that's fine.
I found a tribal village and I got a scout.
There you go.
Nice.
So there we go.
So in Matthew 24, it does say, "And you will hear of wars and rumors of wars.
Yes.
See that you are not alarmed, for this must take place,
Mhm.
but the end is not yet. For nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there will be famines and earthquakes in various places. All these are but the beginning of the birth of pains." So we are entering into the birth of pains.
The birth pains of
Wars
yeah.
and rumors of wars and
Yes.
volcanoes and bad stuff. Bob and Zach, I think we might just loosely be connected by some small land, so I may try and send a scout up your way.
Yeah, I'm looking to see if there's passage. Looks like I can make it to Bob pretty easily.
Yeah, I'm noticing that too. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I am trying to build things up so that I can get to the technology that I need is astrology. Now, as terrible as that might sound, that is the technology, quote unquote, that unlocks the ability to create a holy site so we can found a religion.
Bob, are you even on board with this thing? Astrology. What does Bobby Boucher's mom say? Well, astrology is one of the many tools of the devil.
Yes.
See, hopefully the scout does not attack me. He would have to attack across a river. So
That's a negative penalty. On that.
let him go. Yeah.
We're gonna have to John Madden some of these crazy plays.
Well, you're seeing the idea in a war is to take over
like,
your enemy's cities.
You got Zach's got a scat down here. And he's gonna do a whoop. He's gonna zip around using that extra movement, and he's just gonna come up behind the guy flanking him. And then suddenly here comes Bob's guy just out of nowhere. He's got full health, and then they're just gonna boom, just colliding on either side and take him out in one turn. Now that's really playing football, John. That was my favorite thing about John Madden ever was he would describe very like simply how like a sport was done, and then say that's playing the sport. So he would go like, he's like,
that's
well,
playing football.
He would say, well, you know, John, if you're on defense and they got 4 downs to get the ball, across the 10-yard line, and you ever stop them, all 4 times, then that's just playing good defense, John. It's like, oh, I didn't know that was how you played. Okay. All right. So I found a little Sahara, almost like garden of diamonds and so I may actually quickly move to get a second city up here.
Wow, that is an interesting location. Now, if I'm going to give my play-by-play, it looks like there's no potable water down here, except for in one spot right next to that volcano.
So here's
what he's going to do. He's going to have to build a settler. Zip on down here.
Oh man, I wish on your screen you could draw like one of those screen pens.
I pulled up the settler view so I could see the green and the red. So
yeah, I like it.
The audience at home, if you're keeping track, you can see where a location may suffer an eruption from a nearby volcano.
Sweet. Okay, so I've got my first cultural policies in place. So now I've got the +1 towards religion as well.
Me as well. Yeah. Bob, if you end up starting the religion, just do your thing. I have that too, but if
were you wanting to be the one who formed it? I misunderstood that.
No, what I'm saying is, why don't you and I just
either one of you guys could.
And the first one to become get a great profit, we'll just cede to the other.
Gotcha.
That sounds good.
Because Richmond, Kentucky needs to be kind of the center of the world religion that the believers get behind in the end times, I feel like. And so Addis Ababa, or whatever city you have up there, that doesn't sound very Christian, so I don't know.
Why not?
You know what? I'm wrong. It does sound Christian. Wow, Colin, would you be surprised to find out that Addis Ababa actually means holy sun? Wow, don't you look like a total idiot? I'm sorry.
It means city next to the oranges, next to the horses.
Waiting for hippie.
Oh, sorry. Next turn it is. Now, Bob, you got some barbarians there that you can farm.
Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah, I'm working on that a little bit here, because I'm just kind of just healing this guy up and just letting them run into me. Because I now also got a bonus against barbarians.
We're screen capturing my screen, but I actually have the least eventful stuff down here, kind of.
Hey man, it's all about that content, you know. Like it's all
That's
about
right.
about our talking, whatever.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I forgot to do that. Darn. It's not going to let me do it now, is it?
All right,
that's
so
okay.
I've met Georgia.
Okay.
I guess all of us have.
Well, if one of us meets a new civilization,
Yep.
because we're all allied, we actually yeah.
Yeah.
So
Tamar.
Georgia is actually a really good religious civ also. So I honestly don't know what pressure that will put on us. She is actually a perfect war religious civ in that she can use her faith to like build soldiers and stuff. So that may be a problem for me. So we'll see. She's right on my border.
Yeah, she's looking scary, too.
She's already got.
She's giving you that glare,
civilization.
Colin.
Yeah. Whenever they say weird like passive aggressive crap to you, you know you're in trouble.
That's
when
true.
they're like, your army is really small. That would be really terrible if somebody, I don't know, took you out.
Be a nice army you've got there.
And I'm just
Be
like,
a shame if somebody snuck attacked it.
I know, right? I'm just like, please don't. Oh, so this is one of those things. A Soothsayer you can buy with faith for 50 faith points. And it says...
Okay, so what does the Soothsayer do? I've not actually really used it much.
It can use to cause disasters. To begin a random disaster in the hexes near the unit. Doing so destroys the Soothsayer if there's no more charges. So, wait. You can send them to make plagues on another person?
Yeah, basically.
Gosh!
Okay,
I guess we need to be passive and not do that. Because as much as God brings his wrath down on the unrighteous, that's not for us to do. So
there we go.
We need to be chill about that. We just need to, continue to represent Christ. All right.
Colin is kind of bringing up something parallel to like what you and I had been talking about a bit this week.
Oh,
about
yeah.
vengeance belonging to the Lord.
So Zach, tell me a little bit about that.
So like one of the things that I've been kind of digging into recently are what's called the Imprecatory Psalms, or like those psalms that are like really angry and like call for people to be, taken out by the wrath of God. Like the things that are like dash the babies' heads on the rocks.
Yes.
I don't wish that on anybody. But, if you are feeling like there, are people in the world that are not, dispensing with justice, or if you feel like maybe the bad guys keep winning, I think Last Action Hero teaches us that the bad guys always win. But if you're feeling like things are just like unfair and like people are getting away with things, like it's a good reminder that like God sees that, and so God is the one who's able to bring judgment and wrath, and it's not ours to put on people. And I think that's the reason maybe why I never understood why those psalms were in there until I started thinking about it that way. Like maybe it's there to remind us that like when we want to like do something about it, that's what God's there for.
It says in Romans 12, verse 19, "Beloved, never avenge yourself, but leave it to the wrath of God. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, says the Lord."
Right.
Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't stand for what's right and love justice and seek it.
Yes.
But it doesn't mean that you are in charge of the vengeance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not the Punisher.
Right.
Yeah.
So in terms of making soothsayers and sending them to Georgia, which would probably be really effective at like killing her and winning the game, I am instead going to outreach and continue to spread the word of the Lord and see what that does.
There you go.
Okay, there we go. Okay, I think I got things set up now, and I will go ahead and now end my turn so we can move forward. Sorry, guys.
You're good. Take your time. We are setting up. I have a second city going to come soon, hopefully, if nothing bad happens. I would be really sad if I made a settler and then a volcano killed it.
I had a volcano go off right near me, too.
That would just put a damper in my day. I'm going to send it over to the diamonds and silver and what kind of looks like meteor shower land over there. There's quite a bit of plentiful stuff to look at over there.
Yeah. So there actually are meteor strikes in this game.
And you can collect them for science.
Yeah, that's right. You can. You can see how many have struck as the land near Colin is pockmarked with craters.
It is pockmarked. It's very much so.
I would say, very pockmarked.
Yeah. You're not wrong. All right, yeah, so I'll lay a holy site down in a turn or two. Bob, you look like you have a good start, actually. You've got citrus, horses.
I have not unlocked husbandry yet, so I'm not seeing the horses yet. So that is exciting to hear.
Well, I mean, for now, you'll just have to be a wife until you unlock that. But once you do,
I'm only a wife until I unlock husbandry.
Yeah.
Waiting for hippie.
Oh, I love it.
That's so good.
See, you know what's fun but also sad about this? We could be making these inside jokes about this game and nobody would get them. But they're super fun to us.
Well, husbandry is an actual term. So
I know, but
so most people are going to understand that.
I just find that funny that we're like,
well, it certainly is funny.
Making stupid jokes about Civ 6.
Animal husbandry. Yeah, we'll go ahead and go towards that one next.
Man, I'm in like that weird spot where I have like nothing but marshes and like rainforest around me, so I can't actually build a whole lot.
Ooh, there's a river right there. I'm gonna go.
Rough.
Bob had the best location, I think.
I honestly think I did. Oh, here we go. Choose a pantheon. Let's see here. +2 from geothermal fissures. Earth goddess. +1 faith from tiles with breathtaking appeal. 25% production and without a specialty district. City growth. Fertility rights is always a good one. City growth 10%.
So Bob, what
is there one that you all would desire more than others?
So
River goddess.
I love the we obviously want to try and win the game just for game purposes, but I also like the idea of doing a thematic thing. So
Sure.
What's something that kind of sounds like early days Christianity or like Gnosticism or something?
Are we going early days Christianity or are we going
Gnosticism?
Well, like something that I didn't mean Gnosticism as in like, yeah, no. What I mean is like something. Well, oh yeah, you're right. It's like end of days. Yeah. What's something that seems like it's on theme for that?
I'm trying to figure out here. Let's see.
There's so many ways you can go with that.
Holy site districts get +1 faith from adjacent rainforest tiles. Desert folklore +1 faith from desert tiles. I'm close to some desert tiles, but that's not going to benefit you guys very much. Or does Pantheons only affect us?
Bob, you have rainforest right to your south.
You're right, I do, don't I?
And Zach has rainforest right to his left, and I have rainforest all around me. So maybe the rainforest is a good way to go.
The sacred path, holy site districts get +1 faith from adjacent rainforest. Well, now I kind of regret where I'm placing my holy site, but
You're
that's okay.
The Church of the Jungle Day Saints.
The Jungle Day Saints. Okay, so we're going to be going after the sacred path. Found this pantheon. Okay, there we go.
I like it. And if for some reason, like we each can get a pantheon for ourselves, but if we end up having your religion, Zach gets to benefit from the pantheon. If not, I just like each of us individually have to have a pantheon.
Yeah, in that case, my next settler's got to go south then, and we're going to settle on that river and get some of that jungle bonus.
You
I'm
can get
not
like 4 or 5
even
cities right there.
gaining any faith at the moment. Which I
I'm
think
at,
I
like,
can't make a holy site, right?
You can, but you get the benefit of whatever person gives you the religion.
Let's see. Okay, so I got one more turn, and my holy site will be up.
Sounds good.
No, Bob, you're not gonna like try and burn through, all right? No, I'm gonna create it.
So, but I've got.
Jessica's here. Say hi, Jessica.
Hey, Jessica.
She's she since we're doing this casual, I want Jessica to be involved.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of pestilence and plague, we have extreme poison ivy on our legs. So right now, as I'm playing this, I am sitting with a bunch of green on my legs. So just wanted you all to know that. Keep that in you.
Very nice image.
Thank you.
Let's see here.
All right, so I'm going to start a trade route between Apocalypse City and Colin is a total idiot for 3 gold and 1 faith per turn.
Hey! Hey!
Took him long enough to notice.
Oh, wow. You were really not in line with the
No, that was in relation to the earlier discussion. That's all.
founder of the, believers of Jesus Christ in the city of Colin is an idiot. Well, how do you do it? All right.
Let's see here. Let's see. Okay.
I think there is a land route to Colin, maybe.
There is. I need to get a scout or something up there. I'm really far behind in terms of like efficiently figuring that out. I'm gonna make a city on that desert area, and then Apocalypse City could probably trade with me.
That sounds good.
So yeah, okay. Let's talk a little bit about Revelation for a minute because I wanna discuss this.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the end times, let's talk about the end times.
Nice job, Bob.
Good job, Bob.
Getting rid of that barbarian clan.
Oh no, actually, that was the AI. I was trying to farm it. Darn. Okay, yeah, that was from
That
Akai.
would actually make more sense.
Yeah.
So in relation to torment, this might be like the worst parts. Revelation 9:5 says they were allowed to torment them for 5 months, but did not kill them, and their torment was like the torment of a scorpion when it stings somewhat.
What's the context here?
All right, so the whole chapter.
That's chapter 7. That's during the seal scroll, isn't it?
This is chapter 9, and it says
chapter 9.
The 5th angel blew the trumpet, and I saw a star fall from the heaven to earth. Mm-hmm. And he was given the key to the shaft of the bottomless pit. I think this is lining up with Satan getting thrown down. And he opened up the shaft of the bottomless pit, and from the shaft rose smoke like the smoke of a great furnace. And the sun and the air were darkened, and the smoke from the shaft. Then from the smoke came locusts on the earth, and they were given power like the power of scorpions of the earth.
Mm.
They were told not to harm the grass of the earth or any green plant or any tree, but only those people who do not have the seal of God on their foreheads. They were allowed to. So those locusts were allowed to torment people for 5 minutes.
Is it the
This
one?
is
Colin, I'm a little confused as to your laughter.
no. Listen, I think this is like, to me, probably one of the scariest things in Scripture. So I'm gonna describe this just for everybody listening. We've only talked about this briefly in the episodes where we discussed the
Sure.
supernatural beings stuff, heavenly beings.
Mhm.
So the locusts. Now, I think it's funny because they call them locusts, but if you kind of expand your mind out, this could be like future tech. Okay, so
People have said that before. Or
Waiting on the big beast, by the way. Waiting on the big
aliens.
beast.
in
Alien
appearance, the locusts were like horses prepared for
Okay.
battle. On their heads were what looked like crowns of gold. Their faces were like human faces. Their hair like women's hair, and their teeth like lions' teeth. It's like the most scary.
Pretty creepy.
So then it says they had breastplates like the breastplates of iron, and the noise of their wings was like the noise of many chariots with horses rushing into battle.
Mm-hmm.
And then it says,
Very creepy.
It is creepy. And then it says, they have tails and stings like scorpions, and their power to hurt people for 5 months is in their tail. They have as king over them the angel of the bottomless pit. His name in Hebrew is Abaddon, and in Greek he is called Apollyon. The first woe has passed. Behold, 2 woes are still to come. I'm sorry to laugh, but it's just like so crazy. Like when that happens, people are gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, what are these giant winged scorpions?"
Could you imagine if
Locust
they
things.
were if that was kind of more literal? Just
Like it's a metal body
How
with
crazy.
a golden head,
Yeah.
a woman's hair, and a human face.
Yep.
But their teeth are like lion's teeth. The wing beat thing that sounds like chariots reminds me of like a giant drone or a helicopter. So it's just like very creepy to think about. These things that'll just come in their tail that's coming out of them can torment you but not let you die.
Waiting on Hippie.
Yeah,
Sorry, I was
Zach.
renaming my second city to Volcano View. Oh, and I have to
Nice.
pick productions. Let's see. They're ready for a builder, and you're ready for a monument.
I'm not ready for a monument.
Come and buy property in beautiful Volcano View. An apocalyptic volcano called Thera sits across a beautiful picturesque lake.
Bob, you said you did the rainforest thing, right?
Yes. Oh no, it's +1 faith for every holy site built next adjacent to a rainforest. Yes.
I guess I'm just gonna do.
Sacred Path. Sacred Path is the one I chose.
I'll just do kind of a basic one, just to like kind of cover some bases. I'm gonna do +1 faith for tiles with breathtaking appeal.
Oh, +1 production from crabs, and then accidentally hit shift and enter.
Oh no, that
see what
passive aggressive
happens.
thing from Tamar. Tamar's being weird with me.
Waiting on the big beast.
What is she saying?
She's like, huh, your people are rather trusting. Anyone could attack, even barbarians. And I'm like, I know what that means. It means you're going to attack me, you son of a gun. Oh, I met either a city. No, okay. I didn't mean a city state.
Setting down some tax. horses.
Ooh.
Oh,
The Chocolate Hills?
Yep. Those are my chocolate hills down there.
so Zach's already got a trade route with me, so I'm gonna go with.
All right.
I'm gonna go with the cod for right now. That's only 11 turns, and then I'll switch it afterwards. By then, I might be able to see the big beasts and start working on a trade route down that way. Let's see here. Take advantage of those. Envoy.
In Second
Ooh,
Timothy,
Mexico City.
in Second Timothy, chapter 3, verses 1 through 5, it says, "But understand this, that in the last days there will come times of difficulty, for people will be lovers of self, lovers of money, proud, arrogant, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, heartless, unappeasable, slanderous." See, Bob, when they talk about slanderous, they're talking about you in the name of your city, just to let you know. Without
Refuge?
self-control.
How's refuge so slanderous?
Oh, well, now it's
Refuge.
refuge. Yeah. You know what you're like, Bob? That city right there is like the city of Nineveh, okay? It was not nice, and then they sent Jonah up there, and now it's so great. Yeah, in 150 years, it'll probably be back to being mean again, like just flipping the accounts. Ungrateful, unholy, heartless, unappeasable, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not loving good, treacherous, reckless, swollen with conceit, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having the appearance of godliness but denying its power. Avoid such people.
Colin, what is wrong with being swole?
I knew it, Bob. I absolutely knew it. You secretly are really into fitness. You're like, I'm not thin. I wear like large t-shirts. But secretly you're like, every night you're like, yeah, pump it. Look at those abs. That's
Here we
great.
go. Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see if I put a city right there. Then let's see. Here we go. Okay. I don't have my second city down, but I do have the holy site down. So we are.
Nice. I have a
we're
holy
pushing-
site down as well.
We are pushing towards that.
Religion. It's what's for dinner.
Then 3 more turns, and I can grab those oranges because that's what I'm having for dinner.
Yummy.
So it would seem. As soon as I can harvest them.
You saying you're having trouble harvesting stuff there, Bob?
Well, no, I just 2 more turns, and then my people will understand how to irrigate, and I can then grab some oranges.
Well, in Amos 8, verse 11, it says, "Behold, the days are coming, declares the Lord, when I will send a famine on the land. Not a famine of bread, nor a thirst of water, but of hearing the words of the Lord."
That's awesome.
If you ever play this like single player, you get to like hear like Sean Bean like explain things to you.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I'm pretty sure it's Sean Bean or somebody like that sounds
Yep,
a lot
no,
like
it
him.
is. No, it is. It is, in fact, Sean Bean.
And he's like, it'll be something like, "I've just figured out what rock quarries are," and it's like, and then it'll be some quote from like, maybe a quote from like Chester A. Arthur to be like, "I saw a rock on the ground, I kicked it, and then found out later that my toe hurt. What did I learn? Rocks are hard." And it's like, learned about rock quarries.
Yeah. There was one that was like scripture.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah,
you
no,
shall
they
not, you shall not muzzle the ox.
You Yep, that is Animal Husbandry. But I'm wondering if that one was Civ 5 or if it was this
Oh,
version,
that might have been
Civ
Civ
6.
5.
But yeah, because it was definitely a quote of Civ 5. But I don't know if they've kept it in Civ 6 or not.
They don't do the quotes unless you're playing like one player, because it takes you to like kind of like a screen where it like tells you about stuff. But yeah, whenever you discover a new science on single player, it'll tell you about it.
So I got a governor that I can get.
So
I think I'm trying to remember who I like.
Push towards political philosophy, and then we'll move towards theology itself.
I think I like to put Liang, the surveyor, in the capital, and then build districts.
Zorp, is that his name? What is it from Parks and Rec? Zorp the surveyor. Who's the guy? Engage with. What is his name? Hold on, I'll find out.
I'm trying to think of what you're talking about. I've seen Parks and Rec.
I'll think of it in a second. Yeah, Zorp. So, you said surveyor, and in the one episode where that one particular religion thinks the world is going to end, they kind of are poking a little bit of fun at Scientology. So it's like the first book this author makes is called like Organize It, and it's about like getting your table like set up and everything and making your workspace like good, and then it's like Organize It 2, Engage with Zorp. It's where he's like he thought writing a book would be a good idea to tell people how to organize their life, and then in the second book he thought it would be really smart to tell the world about a giant dragon ancient beast with a volcano mouth that could undo all existence.
That is how like L. Ron Hubbard was, though, because like before he wrote
he was
Dianetics,
a science fiction novelist, right?
Yeah, he just wrote science fiction.
So I went ahead and put my first governor in my home city as the religious governor. So I'm working towards that as well, Bobby.
Cool. I've got iron.
Nice.
Yay.
No, that's going to be very useful.
Zach, don't cut anyone's ear off, or else a particular guy will frown at you and tell you to throw your sword down. Bob, you love
Just
that
some
skit
particular
from Mad TV,
guy.
don't you? Bob,
What was that, Colin?
do you remember that skit from Mad TV? It's like they do like a Terminator 3, but it's Arnold Schwarzenegger going to the back.
Yes. yes. For hard. Yes. The Terminator.
Picks up on the door and shoots Judas, and he's like, "Stop it! We don't shoot Judas." He's like, "But you betrayer."
I know he's supposed to betray me.
Why?
Yes. And then
Why?
They show a scene where Jesus is carrying the cross down the street, and women are crying, and the Terminator says, "Don't worry, he'll be back."
Yeah, he will be. There's nothing wrong with that skit. I'm sorry. That's a wonderful lesson to learn. That's supposed to happen. You shouldn't stop it.
Yes, I don't condone nearly anything from Mad TV. However, that particular sketch was quite entertaining.
It's great. Yeah, it's not bad. All right, so we are cooking. I'm gonna keep throwing scripture out there just because it's fun. I've been looking up stuff like, what does the Bible say about plagues?
Nice. So I had a question for you guys. We could maybe bounce back and forth. It's not one, I don't think, where there's like a right or wrong answer. But why is it, do you guys think that people fixate on the end times or like the end of the world in general? Because this came up at church. I was talking to somebody about like different subjects that you can start small groups about. And he and I had the same observation that like people who are in the church don't really care like what Bible book they study necessarily. But people who, a lot of people outside the church or who are like new Christians like really want to read Revelation. And like people in the church who've been Christians for a while they're kind of like, well, that's a hard book. I don't really know about it. I'll just leave it alone for now.
I have some great insights on that, but Bob, you go first.
Well, okay, I'll answer while Zach finishes his turn.
You need to be okay with relinquishing control of how long it takes people to finish their turns.
Yeah, I gotta send envoys and build a district.
I'm okay with him finishing his turn. I just want him to know that we're waiting on him to finish his turn. That's all. As opposed to forgetting and not realizing that everyone's waiting on you.
Thank you, Bob.
So, yeah. So I think people always want to understand the unknowns. I mean that's one of the driving forces behind science is trying to understand the unknowns and recognize the world around us, and the future is definitely one of those unknowns, and we're trying to understand more what is to come, and how do we prepare for it, and things like that. And so that's one of the reasons why science fiction is so popular, is because it's a peek into a possible world to come. And so which is quite entertaining, and this is how things could be, or can't, things like that. So I think there's a natural desire there for people to understand what will happen, what could happen, things like that.
Yeah, no, actually, Bob, I actually agree with you on that. I think there is a lot of people who get fascinated with stuff that especially like I'm not picking. This is not a jab at you. This is more like a compliment to you. But there are very inquisitive people out there that are kind of like they want to discover a lot of like stuff like that. Like but there are other Christians who may not even be close to that part in their walk with I think what I was going to add on to Bob, I actually agree with you, but what I wanted to add on is that I think if you're not a Christian and you are interested in Revelation, I think primarily that is because it is one of the facets of Christianity that is has been taken now to that like media extreme where we see like the hell and the angels and the imagery and stuff. So a lot of like artistic license has been taken, but it is like really interesting, like the like Left Behind series, and I don't mean that sarcastically. It's the artistic license aspect. Yeah, and so I think that plays a big role, but I also think that each Christian is like at a certain place in their walk where, like for me, for example, when it's taken me till like now to even really start even tackling Revelation. Like, and what I mean by tackling is not just reading it and then going like, okay, this is what it says, but like actually like trying to connect the dots between it and
it's
Daniel
hard
and Matthew 24.
Oh, absolutely.
And stuff that like what's interesting too, and our friend we've had on the podcast, Jason Bro, he's very fascinated with Revelation and end times prophecy.
He's written a couple books about it, hasn't he?
He's been writing. He's been writing a few different pieces of. I don't know if he's published anything, but I will say this: like he has a fascination, and I think that was part of Zach's question. So I wanted to address that a little bit and just say, I think that there are people who, in their Christian walk, sort of like settle into a certain aspect of Christianity, and now I don't necessarily think that's bad, but I do think that if you do like kind of exclusively settle into a certain aspect, you tend to like neglect other aspects if you're not careful. And so I think that it's important. I think you should at some point in your walk really take a hard look at Revelation, because I do think that it is important to understand. This is how I feel about it now, which I didn't feel like before. I feel like Revelation is a very important step in God's like huge plan for like the world, but it's a step that hasn't happened yet, and we as Christians are living now, and it also says in Scripture that we can't know the date or the hour. So I don't know if I believe that we should be as proactive as some people are, like about like constantly preparing, constantly looking at the signs to see. I think it's important for us to remember that there's other aspects of the Scripture, but I don't knock anybody who finds that not only fascinating but appreciates it, because not only did Jesus talk about it, but a
Yeah.
lot of the minor prophets talk about end time
Right.
stuff. Like even before Jesus shows up, they're like, yes, this is bad now, and you better get ready because the day of the Lord will come.
Yeah.
And if that day comes and you guys are still messing around, it's not going to be good for you. And they're not talking about the day of the Lord as if Jesus is going to show up. They're talking about the day of the Lord as if Jesus is going to show up the second time.
The wrath.
It's going to be rough.
Yeah, so there's an element of trust in God that comes with that because there's going to be aspects of it that we don't know. Even though, I believe the Word is clear about everything that we need to know. But Revelation is highly symbolic in a lot of ways. And the fact that Jesus himself said that, like, only the Father knows the day or the hour of when the end is going to come, like, at least when he was on Earth, he didn't even know. So yeah, it is interesting. We have to like take some of that on faith, but Jesus says not to worry about it, just to trust him. Like,
Absolutely.
He talks about the son, like you were reading Matthew 24.
Right.
Here will be all these signs that'll be like wars and rumors of war and all that, but the end is not yet. These things must happen. So keep on watching. So yeah, I do think it's interesting that some people, and I would include myself in this, when I was a new Christian, like didn't even know anything, like I flipped to Revelation because I had read some Left Behind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. No, I did the same thing.
Didn't know what I was reading, but it was curious,
Oh, yeah. And I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with curiosity. God made us to be curious for a reason, I think. It's when curiosity turns to obsession that I think that's when it becomes kind of concerning.
Mm-hmm.
So that was an amazing question. I do want to ask Bob a thing real quick.
Okay.
So, Bob, I'm realizing that because we're both building religious stuff, that we're probably both going to found a religion, and it will be like out of our control because I'll just gain a great profit probably before.
No, actually, you got to actually choose to take the great profit.
You're saying, oh, okay, right. So you're saying I shouldn't do it. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
and I am gaining 2
you're
points.
You're going to get it before me. Yeah, no, you're going to get it long before I do. So
yeah, about 6 turns.
Yeah, I won't take it. I was just I was wondering if like I should just make a crappy religion, and then whenever you just take me over, I just won't fight you on it. That was kind of my thought process on it. But all right, so I'm gonna make Mecca, which is funny. I'm gonna make it my trade city, which is appropriate. But now I'm gonna change the name of it. It's gonna be called I Hate Sand. It's coarse and irritating.
Courts gets everywhere.
Is that? You got a character limit, don't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna just write ... and it gets everywhere. There, that's good. That's the name of the city. ... and it gets everywhere.
Oh, hang on.
Oh man.
All right, I'll do it on
Oh,
the next
what?
one.
So now we can't make connections between Star Wars and Christianity? Come on, guys. That's the movie club down there.
And it gets everywhere.
It's the Richmond movie club.
This is the sandbox. Was your holy site destroyed by a volcano?
Damage. Holy sites don't ever get destroyed, or at least I don't think they do.
Oh, damaged. Yeah. Colin, have you seen this? Have you noticed this yet?
Mine got damaged. Yes.
Is that God's judgment, perhaps, on you?
Oh, Lord,
and you're for trying to start your own religion when you know that Bob is the only one who's supposed to start a religion?
Yes, the one true religion over
standing
here.
in the way. I was actually standing in the way of God and Bob. Bob was struck with blindness on the road to Apocalypse City. And then God called on Colin and said, Colin, you need to go and tell Bob that he is no longer Bob. He is now Pob with a P. And then I will go and say, Bob, you're now Pob. And you need to turn this all into a new church.
Nice.
Is that okay, Bob? Or Pob, should I say?
Oh my goodness. Oh,
For everybody
that's
listening, it's
awesome.
okay.
oh man.
This is not sacrilege. This is comedy, and you should be okay with it.
Is anybody building hanging gardens?
No.
You shouldn't. It's sacrilegious, but do whatever you want.
It's going to be see, we are the heathens over here. We need to be converted. So,
Nice 3 cities, Zach. Wow.
Yeah. Do you
You
like?
got a third one up already.
Yeah. So I
Wow.
named my third city after our sponsor, which is Disney's Jungle Cruise.
The Houseplants podcast.
Starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Just so happens that you can go on a jungle cruise in this city because I've got a jungle river. So there we go.
Wow.
This is not sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
Awesome. Oh, wait. Okay. I'm going to have to take a picture of this thing that Jessica drew. This is amazing. I'm going to post this on the Houseplants Facebook. She wrote, "Draw near to God, and he will draw near to you." And then it's a picture of Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop shooting a gun. What does that even mean? Oh my gosh.
That's
so
amazing.
good.
I'm wondering if we need to switch from a page to a group. I mean, we would keep our page.
Right.
Oh, wait, what happened? Unit destroyed by spearmen. I missed it. 1 minute I was raiding an empty camp, and the next minute a spearman stabbed me to death. So, wow.
I hate it when that happens.
Wow. I'm going to need some slingers up in here. Anyway. Yeah, so what do you guys think about that? I've noticed that, like, on Facebook lately, pages don't seem to be where it's at. It's all about groups.
I'm finding Facebook to be lacking a little bit.
Facebook does suck. Like, a lot of social media is not that great right now. But
just go for it, Zach. Just yell it out. I know you want to be upset about Facebook.
It's not. I'm not complaining about it in the way that I normally complain about it. It just really is just not that engaging. Like, it seems like.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, when you kind of disconnect a little bit, you realize that you don't really need to do any of that stuff. You don't really need to get on there that much.
Right. But, if you're doing a podcast, you're supposed to.
I think that we're engaged with our community in some good ways regardless. But
That's true.
Yeah, I know. It's good to have I agree with you. It's good to have
I think it would be better, like, if
community,
we had a way to, like, talk back and forth with people that listen to our podcast more easily. There's only a very minuscule handful that ever, like, message us and stuff. So
It's
I don't
true.
know. I was just thinking
true.
about that.
Yeah, maybe if anybody here is listening, they should give us some ways that we can better reach out. We want to save as many people as we can before they all die from horrible volcanoes.
That is the mission of the Houseplants podcast. We're only revealing it just now.
All you have to do is listen to this episode / watch this episode to realize that the world is headed straight for a very
Chaos.
weird Earth where the map is different and there's like weird
Pangea.
lake rivers everywhere. Yeah. So the best way I can describe what's about to happen is to read Revelation 11, starting in verse 1. Then I was given a measuring rod like a staff, and I was told, "Rise and measure the temple of God and the altar and those who worship there. But do not measure the court outside the temple. Leave that out. For it is given over to the nations, and they will trample the holy city for 42 months. And I will grant you the authority of 2 witnesses, and they will prophesy for 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth." So here's what I'm thinking, Bob. You need to make yourself a giant temple. Maybe it's a wonder. Maybe it's just your holy district, and you zoom in and take a screenshot. Either way, that's going to be fine as long as you measure it with a measuring rod. And then furthermore, down here and starting in verse 6, well, a little bit before that, there are these are the 2 olive trees and the 2 lampshades that stand before the Lord of the earth.
Lampshades.
That's a deep cut from Zach
Deep
Days.
cut.
And if anyone would harm them, fire pours from their mouths and consumes their foes. If anyone would harm them, this is how he is doomed to be killed. Okay, so let's get into the dark stuff again. They have the power to shut the sky, that no rain may fall during the days of their prophesying. And they have power over the waters to turn them into blood and to strike the earth with every kind of plague as often as they desire. Then when they have finished their testimony, the beast that rises from the bottomless pit will make war on them and conquer them and kill them. And their bodies will lie in the street of the great city that symbolically is called Sodom and Egypt, where their Lord was crucified. For 3.5 days, some from the peoples and tribes and languages and nations will gaze at their dead bodies and refuse to let them be placed in the tomb.
Wow.
I don't know if I should keep going. Well, guys, we're at turn. I think it's turn 35 of 250. I'm just letting you know what we're in for. That'll be fun.
Yes. Well, but we're not gonna be able to finish this all tonight, though.
Oh, definitely
No.
not.
So for everybody listening, we're probably gonna do like an hour, maybe an hour and a half if we push it, and we'll just do it in parts. So if you're watching Zach's screen, which you'll probably notice is that each of us have a few cities right now. We're kind of close enough to each other that we're sort of a small alliance. And what we will most likely do is build inward, so we're kind of joined, and make sort of like a last little like haven. And hopefully we don't get destroyed by plagues left and right.
Where's the Garden of Eden? Is it like right here, like in between the 3 of us? Where there's
like
the
right where my scout is seems pretty good.
Where your scout is? Yeah, and kind of just below that there are 4 bananas, as you can see. I think the 4 bananas outline the area that is Eden. I think the Bible said something about it's where 4 different banana fields meet.
Is that a real thing from the Bible?
No, Colin, no.
I was gonna say, is there some weird translation where that's true? Like from the book
I mean,
of Enoch,
maybe
or
if it does say that there's the Euphrates and the Tigris River come together, but I don't know. Hebrew is fairly imprecise. So
I'm a fan of the fact that they name rivers in this, like if they're just random rivers. I like that.
I like that
Disney
too.
Jungle Cruise. It says his river is called the Shapa. It's spelled TSHUAPA.
Let me look at it real fast.
The Shapa River.
Tshwapa River. Yeah.
And then Bob's River is called the Ganale Doria River. I love those names.
Yeah.
Although these are in fact real places.
Oh, I never picked my government. Okay, I'm gonna be classical republic probably.
So
I'll probably be oligarchy or autocracy because I'm a tyrant.
Autocracy might make sense though, because military or oligarchy, all melee, anti-cavalry.
I want to bring terror to the hearts of the faithless.
Yeah,
See,
oligarchy might work.
My character arc in my story of my character is that I get it wrong in the beginning. I need to be shown the way by Bob's religion.
I need +2 gold for every trade route, I think.
So I think the way the game does this is that the person who discovers the river, like first reveals it, bits of it, is the one who names it.
Oh, really?
I'm not certain of that. And the only reason why I say that is, for example, just north of my main city is Shabelle River, which is in Ethiopia, and yours is Tshapa River, which is in the Congo.
Wow, Bob. So, your knowledge of rivers is more impressive to me than I ever would have thought.
No, Google's knowledge of rivers.
So, Bob, what you're telling me is
a Google search of those rivers.
So Bob is a genius. He's a river guide. He's basically the Rock from Disney's Jungle Cruise because he can navigate navigable waters.
I can navigate Google. Yes.
Bob, is that why my big lake below Arabia is called Persian Gulf?
Quite probably.
Interesting. I've never noticed that before.
I'm Persia, apparently. No, I'm just kidding.
So yeah. So somebody needs to play as
Also
America then
Yep.
to see if it gets you like the Mississippi River and like Lake Erie and stuff.
Chattanooga.
Yeah.
Some places actually refer to the Persian Gulf as the Arab Gulf, the Arabian Gulf. So yeah,
I know. That's what I was saying. I didn't realize that was a thing, but now
that's quite probable. That's probably why the game did that.
I didn't know Arabia invented golf.
No.
It's a hard game.
Scottish. That's a Scottish.
That's true.
It's a hard game, but somebody's got to play it.
Yeah.
You know, the Arabians are known for golf. What are you, Bob? You're the Ethiopians. The
Yep.
Ethiopians, of course, are known for their Florida oranges that you have there. Zach, you as the Congo, of course, are known for. Let me look at your thing. For
Silk.
cows. So that's good because
Yeah.
you have cows right over there.
Naturally.
Volcanoes, cows, silk, jungle.
Yep, that just screams Congo.
The jungle part does, I guess.
The jungle for sure. Yeah, you're right about that. My second city is kind of in the desert. I mean, I guess Arabia sort of has temperate and desert stuff
That.
because we have Dubai, one of the most visited. Cities in the
Dubai,
world.
yes. Which has like universities and like all kinds of crazy stuff, like giant towers that.
It's like going to New York.
Yeah.
it's just right there.
It's crazier than New York. They got like towers that could contain like several of New York's biggest skyscrapers in one.
Yeah.
They have islands that they just made. Like
Okay, so
Man-made islands. That's
yeah, they
fantastic.
do.
Über Vorsichtigkeit sie gelobt.
Die
So-
Freude
Zu helfen diesem
dich.
Riech hieße tanzen mit dem Tode.
He's tanzen mit den Trommel. Sorry, I did talk to Germany. Wen lieben?
Du hast.
Du hast? Du hast mich?
And then the leader's like, no, I don't. Du hast es gefahren.
Ich will dein Omas Rollstuhl in Flammen sehen. I would like to see your grandmother's wheelchair in flames.
holy crap.
Jessica always says toilet to get in and das Hund because that's the whole stuff she knows how to say. She like points at Rain and goes, Das Hund.
Das Hund.
Okay, here it comes. What is the name of the religion?
Okay, so
okay. This will be good. This will
Yeah.
be kind of like a conclusion wrap up to our first episode, I think, because we can get our religion kind of going. So what is our idea?
Zach, Bob, and myself. Okay, so what would we, if we were to start a end of like days sort of like final Christian movement, what would the denomination be called?
Hold on, it's not letting me actually name it.
It only does if you pick an icon that's a creative icon.
Oh
down
yeah,
below.
yeah.
Okay.
So you have to pick
Gotcha.
like the crab or the Virgo or whatever.
Yeah.
We're going to choose the plant. You know what? Aslan. We'll choose Aslan.
No. Call it the house plants church. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
So I'm going to choose the plant icon.
We could do all plant themed things, like we could make the religion grow and spread faster, and that could be like our.
Well, no, I mean, I like so. You could use certain imagery, like you could say he is the one of the two trees, right? What are the trees in Revelation? There's the
There's the tree of life at the end, right?
Hold on 1 second.
Which is like a reflection of the tree of life at the beginning of Genesis.
In Genesis, the term tree of life, yeah.
Yeah, I just remember that.
Yeah.
Like you said, two trees, and my mind went instantly to Rob Bell. Do you
So-
remember what I'm talking about? There's
Yes,
the
I
two
do.
trees like
I
video.
do.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Yahweh's tree.
Okay, Yahweh's tree. I like it. Okay, so what kind of religion are we making? Are we going and like judging the heathens, or are we like trying to save them?
We're trying to save
Okay.
everyone. The
Germany has already
even though that
founded
is futile.
Catholicism, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does make a lot of sense. See, my thing is like even the Catholicism or the Eastern Orthodoxy or any of that other stuff, like all of that is going to just like fall away, I guess, in our stuff.
Well, they're going to go apostate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. So a few things to consider. Let's see here.
Keep it
Warrior-
in theme, Bobby.
Let's see. Warrior monks. Spending faith to train warrior monks, a land combat
No.
unit, and culture bomb adjacent tiles when completing a holy site. Let's see here. Feed the world shrine and temples provide food and
I
housing.
say we focus on spread of the religion.
Okay, which is why I was thinking warrior
Yeah.
monks might possibly be an option. Holy site districts, faith, and adjacent bonus provide production as well. That one actually might be really good. Well, it wouldn't help you very much, Zach. Although a Jesuit education may purchase campus and theater
are
square
you trying
district
to
buildings
say?
with faith. Well, you don't put down holy sites.
What are you trying to say?
Trying to say you
I
don't put down
need-
The
holy
I
sites.
Jesuit
need
one is great,
education.
actually. The Jesuit one's really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, so we can buy things with faith, because I'm going to be bringing a ton of them. Okay, so now the second, the second religious belief. Do we want a structure, a building, that we can build a special? Well, once again,
I
that's not going to
think
help
so.
Zach.
I
let's
would
see.
call them
Ooh,
home churches.
Scripture: religious spread from adjacent city pressures 25% stronger, boosted to 50% once printing is researched.
Yeah.
Let's see what else is there. Because we're going to also be building a lot of apostles and things like that. So religion spreads to cities 30% farther away. Religious units ignore movement cost. Your religious pressure never drops due to loss of theological combat. Cities start with religion in place if founded by a player who has this as their majority religion. Missionaries
the
and apostles are 30% cheaper. Oh, that one's going to be crucial. Holy
That
order.
would be good, yeah.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to go with that one just because we're going to be buying quite a bit of them. Well, Zach, will you be buying any of them?
Buying what?
Yeah. I will
can't-
too. All
I
three.
can.
no.
I think I can. I don't know if I need a holy site. What I might have to do is I
You
might
do
have to
need
like.
a holy site.
I might have to take over like some other city
That has a
at
holy
some
site.
point.
No, Zach. You can buy the apostles and stuff. I think at for free, like without having the holy site. But yeah,
Okay.
you'll see. Pete did the same
We'll play
thing,
with
and
it.
I think Pete did the same thing, and they just like randomly generated in his city and stuff.
Oh wow,
Okay.
that's crazy.
Okay, so we're doing. Maybe we can buy campus and theater square buildings with faith, and missionaries and apostles are 30% cheaper.
I like it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
We're buying things with faith. Really, what that means is we're praying really hard, and God is like, it's prosperity gospel. That's good. God, we
God-
just know
God
that
told me
tomorrow we are going to get that basketball court up, and we're going to start our own professional team here in Kentucky called the Kentucky Thoroughbreds. They're going to be a professional team that are better than the Lakers, and we know God is going to put that seal. I'm gonna bind
Oh my
our
goodness,
bad
Colin.
basketball players and loose a professional basketball team.
Oh my goodness, Colin. Oh man.
Yahweh's tree. I've never seen
Oh,
it spelled
man.
with an E.
That
What?
place that you're at, Bob, has got those three barbarian galleys is showing up. That's not good.
Yeah, I noticed that. The barbarian encampment that I'm sitting in, it was getting ready to clear out. Yeah. Let's see here.
The damage is done, I guess.
Let's see here. If
No
I'm going
one can save me. The damage is done.
let's get another builder, and we're going to clear that out. And then we are going to then switch that over to a holy site district.
Awesome picture, honey. Good job. Looks really cool. Jessica's an amazing artist. She deserves to be paid $100,000 a month for her amazing kitchen art that she does.
Kitchen art. So she makes paintings with macaroni and glue?
No, she drew a cool anime picture. Here, I'll send it to you guys. Wait. Oh, no, fire. Fire hot.
Yeah, right outside of the Disney Jungle Cruise. Yeah, no,
Disney's trouble.
Disney taking pyrotechnics to a whole new level.
Oh, no. Okay, so...
Apocalypse City needs food. We'll get those turtles.
I like turtles.
I like turtles.
Let's see here.
Oh, I've met the Persians now. So I'm going to become friends with Germany. I just became friends with Germany.
I'm now friends with Germany. Hi, Germany. Let's send a delegation.
Listen, Germany's had a bad rap, okay? There's a lot of good Christians in Germany.
Bob, are you going to call all of your cities outreach? Like you're going to do like the plains outreach up there, the desert outreach?
That's a neat idea. I had not considered that, but that is definitely
Bob is
one
very
worth
focused.
considering.
So Bob, your whole game now, because you've started a religion that is based on like spreading and like apostles, you are missions. Like you're like the center of missions. Once you convert all of us, we'll just like join. So maybe like when we do the next episode, it'll be cool to talk about like how Christianity spreads.
Ooh,
like how that works. That could be cool. We could talk about like
spreads.
Making disciples. Yeah.
I think that would be actually a lot of fun.
That could be cool.
Yeah, I'll say this about it. I've heard from you, Zach, but also from others that the idea of the kind of like circumnavigation of Christianity throughout around the world.
Yeah, I had a seminary professor talk about that.
The movement that goes across from like kind of like going from right to left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it starting in Jerusalem.
In Africa, yeah, moving across to the left to Rome and then to Europe and then across to the Americas and
And then when oh goodness. I don't know what that was. It was an amazing sound though.
It was probably bad people like barbarians to it.
So by that logic, like Asia is going to be the center of Christianity next, and that's where we see a lot of conversions happening.
So Zach, that fire spreading pretty bad.
I see that.
I wonder if that's what the sound was.
Maybe I heard this like glorious like chime of music. It was very weird.
It was a soothsayer.
Oh.
Somebody sent that after you, probably.
Who did it? Man. Somebody is raining down curses on me.
Isn't Persia right up near you with that scout?
I just met Persia. They're right here. That's probably it.
No.
Hang on.
Persia? How dare you?
Is there like a... Interesting. Well, I'm not going to declare friendship.
Well, you just got emo-tipped.
I did. So what's their religion, or do they have one? Let's see.
I'm not sure if they have one yet. I think you
Okay,
can check
so
their
there's
religion. They can...
there's only two religions. There's our Yahweh's tree.
Catholicism is Germany, so you're going to have your
Yeah.
work cut out for you, Bobby. I'll have to help you with Germany to convert them once you convert me, of course.
Oh, maybe that was my
people have
wonder
heard
being
about
finished.
Yahweh's tree, and we're ready to believe.
Yeah,
We are ready.
Oh yeah, yes. You did complete the Hanging Gardens. I bet
that's what that was. But that's weird that I got curses rained down on my jungle right after that. Man, we're gonna have to cancel the Disney's Jungle Cruise. Sponsored by Disney's
That's almost
Jungle
as sacrilegious as as us stopping the spread of Christianity. I'm just kidding. Listen, we're having fun, okay? We are strong Christians. If you listen to the podcast, you would know that. If this is the first episode you're listening to, you have a bad opinion of me, but just listen to the other
This might be
episodes.
the first episode for some people because who knows with like algorithms and stuff.
Oh, no.
But definitely check out our other podcasts where we actually take it very seriously. And, well, somewhat. And we actually talk about subjects.
Okay. If we're going to end this soon, I want to cap it off with another revelation.
We will need to end this soon. Yeah.
Let's do one more turn, like all the way through, and when we get to the next turn, we'll save it.
Ooh, meteor shower. That's pretty close to me.
Oh, wow. That hit in such a weird spot.
So, Zach, this is for you because, you know, you're dealing with that fire.
Yeah.
Ooh. Hold on. Let me read this out first before we get that. So, an ongoing competition has appeared to appease the gods.
Oh, no! Okay.
The end of the world is coming. They will grant their followers boons, but they must first prove their fervor. Only the most zealous will be rewarded. So the members are competing to see who can get the highest score. You gain score by using the sacrifice adjacent unit action with their Soothsayer unit. Gaining score equals the combat strength of the sacrifice unit.
You can sacrifice your own military?
A member's Soothsayer units can call sacrifice adjacent unit action on friendly units adjacent to active volcanoes.
It's literally the Abraham and Isaac thing, sort of.
No. This is like Mayans sacrificing people to the volcanic gods.
Okay. Well, I am not going to partake in this. I don't care what benefit it gives me.
Well, I haven't been converted to the tree yet, so we're pagans over here.
You pagan.
You pagan.
Except I don't have.
We don't know any better.
I don't have a Soothsayer unit. How do I get one?
You buy it with faith.
I don't have enough faith. I don't have like hardly any.
Right. Well, once you get converted to a religion, you're gonna like start going really, really like. You're the best at being converted, so you have to be converted first. Bob has to do his job before you.
Yeah. So I'm actually buying a missionary unit right now. So we got that built.
Dang, I could make a Soothsayer, but then. Is it worth it though? I'm just not sure.
That is so interesting.
All right, fine. I'm buying two Soothsayers.
Okay, Colin. Now go ahead and read your thing from Revelation, you heathen.
Okay, you ready? It's not from Revelation, but because of now that there's this thing about sacrifice, I should probably read a thing about sacrifice. I was going to read a thing about fire. I'll do that first.
Look up something in the Old Testament about like the Canaanites sacrificing. Because if you just look up sacrifice, it's going to be like present yourselves a living sacrifice, which is a great scripture, also from Romans.
All right.
Fertility cults of Canaan. Yep.
How about let's see. There shall not be found among you. This is Deuteronomy 18:10. There should not be found among you anyone who burns his sons or his daughters as an offering. Anyone who practices divination or tells fortunes or interprets omens or a sorcerer. Hold on. Let me continue this. or a charmer, or a medium, or a necromancer, or one who inquires of the dead. For whoever does these things is an abomination to the Lord.
That's right.
And because of these abominations, the Lord your God is driving them out before you. You shall be blameless before the Lord your God, for these nations which you are about to dispossess, listen to fortune tellers and diviners. But as for you, the Lord your God has not allowed you to do this. I'm sorry, but I cannot do it.
That's right.
I just bought a soothsayer. I'm going to kill him.
Kill the soothsayer.
Kill him! I just bought a soothsayer, but yeah, now I'm gonna change my tune.
There you
That
go.
is a nice addition to this game, though. If you buy one at 50 faith, the next one costs 100.
Oh wow.
So it
Yes.
keeps going. Dang, Bob, did those guys just kill you?
What? Yep, he took out my my slinger. So basically, is a unit that for our listeners is a unit that uses a slingshot as its primary weapon. So
All right,
Okay.
so we have made it to the next turn. Let us save it for tonight. This is a very, very
Yeah.
good start. So I'm going to call this save file end times, comma, fun times.
And
in times, 5 times.
my ending shot here is a nice view of Disney's Jungle Cruise on
fire.
full fire, and nothing
Completely surrounded by fire.
nothing I can do about it.
Oh
There's
my
no more
gosh.
jungle in Disney's Jungle Cruise. It is burned down.
Yeah. Oh man.
Lord.
This is actually not Disney's Jungle Cruise. This is the jungle that Alfred talks about in the Dark Knight movie, where the gem thief burns the whole forest down. Because some men just want to watch the whole world burn.
Because he didn't care about the diamonds. Maybe he just wanted. The child was playing with the diamonds. He just wanted to watch the world burn. All right, so I have saved the game, boys. Let us call it an evening. I'm going to exit.
Sounds good.
You got it.
Man, that was a lot of fun. We should pick this up again soon. And for all of those listening, thank you for tuning in. What do you guys got? Any parting wisdom from either one of you guys?
Don't be a heathen.
Listen. Fortune tellers and people who interpret
That's right.
omens and sorcerers and charmers and mediums and necromancers who invite inquiries from the dead. Whoever does these things is an abomination to the Lord.
Strong
So-
words.
So the fact that we're doing apocalypse mode, this is what I find so funny about this. We are doing apocalypse mode, which is encouraging us to do the soothsayer thing. We're like, I say no.
We
I'll
were
go against the benefits.
that was only the first test. We were
Yeah,
going to be
that's a test
tempted
for
throughout
us.
this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I got punished by a huge volcano that destroyed my holy site for trying to be my own religion.
Yeah, I had Persia rain curses down on me and burn down the jungle.
It's
and so
because
it's now it's no longer Disney's Jungle Cruise, it's just going to be Disney's Cruise.
You know why? It's because Disney is, that's a corporation that cares
Oh my
about profit.
goodness.
And
Oh
God
my goodness.
said, no, this will not be. This is not a part of the kingdom. All right, guys. Well, you guys have a good night. Love you both. And thank you, everybody who's listening. And we will catch you next time.
Yeah, buddy.
Peace.